Dude, so yeah, they got this guy. First of all, every guy in that movie has a face that's chiseled out of fucking granite. There is not like a round-headed motherfucker in that movie. Every dude's head in that movie is like a fucking brick. Like someone fucking chiseled the guy's jaw out of fucking marble. Like the main guy, and like the main girl's dad, and like the guy's driver, like she enjoyed it in the sense that it was a comedy. I enjoyed it in the sense that it was a comedy too. Not like seriously, like a serious movie, but it was more of a comedic thing. We were both laughing out loud. So like every dude in this movie has a face that's like a fucking like just molded from fucking like Adonis DNA, and it's like so silly. And then like the chick's like all right. Like I mean she wasn't like ugly, but it was like I'm a $1 billion playboy. $1 billion. Because, I mean, they tried to make it like, what would a chick find the most attractive? A guy who has $1 billion. Not $1 million, but $1 billion with a B. Because $1 million won't make a pussy wet. But $1 billion will. So, like, I was like, alright. So this guy has $1 billion. He's a billionaire with a B, and he can get like any chick he wants. With $1 billion, you're pretty much getting any chick you want. You're like, yeah, I'm worth $1 billion. That's it. That's it. You fucking right? You would bone him. If some guy's like, I'm worth $1 billion, you would show up to his house with like a horse saddle with a hole in it to ride that dick. You'd be like ready to roll. Like, so why of all the chicks? Like, all the chicks, and there's, like, some hot chicks in that movie besides the main chick. Like, the main chick is actually probably, like, the least attractive girl in the movie, next to, like, her mom, who's older, you know. But even she's, like, a MILF. So, like, I'm, like, watching this thing, and I'm just, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why her? Why her? Yeah, for $1 billion, I would sit on that dick. For $1 billion, I would, like, go to CVS, get some KY, and then be like, dude, like $1 billion, I'm here for my cut. Like, just tell me what I gotta do. So, yeah, so you're watching this movie, and you're like, alright, so you're trying to, like, make sense of it. And, the dialogue was so bad. Like, I mean, I get it. I get it. I saw Twilight, dude. I survived Twilight. And this shit was bad. This shit made Twilight look like Citizen Kane. That's how fucking bad it was. And that's saying something. Because Twilight fucking sucked. So, like, at the end of the movie, now there's a lot of stuff in the middle we could talk about. But let's just talk about the end. So, the end of the movie... Oh, wait. Alright. So, the whole movie, this girl's fucking this guy. And this guy is, like, whipping her with, like, whips. And, like, by the way... The sex scenes in this movie are, like, not that good. They're just not. Like, I've seen my fair share of porn. I'm an older guy. I've seen some shit. I've seen some fucking porn. I've seen some fucking. Alright? I've seen hardcore porn. I've seen softcore porn. I've seen Skinamax. I've seen some fucking porn. I'm a guy. I've seen it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not as pure as the wind-driven snow. I'm not. And, like, the shit in this movie was, like, I don't even know. It was, like, so the girl's, like, bent over, and he's got, like, a rack full of whips. And he's like, I'm gonna, like, whip you with this fucking cat o' nine tails. So the girl's, like, bent over, and he's there with his shirt off. And he's got, like, a rape room in his fucking house. Like, he's got a rape room. Like, an actual room for, like, raping bitches. I mean, I guess it doesn't call it the rape room. But, like, when you open the door, and there's, like, whips and, like, shackles and shit everywhere, and there's no fucking windows, and there's, like, one light in the room, that's a rape room. Like, somebody's getting fucking raped in this bitch. Like, fucking the kind of rape room, like, Saddam Hussein had when he was running Iraq. And they would just, like, take bitches off the street and rape them. So, like, this guy's got, like, $1 billion, and he's got to take bitches up to a rape room. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? So, like, the whipping scene, like, this is the girl getting whipped. So, the girl's, like, bent over, and the guy, he's like, it's like Lord of the Rings, like, "Urgh!" And, like, you think it's, like, the most colossal whipping ever. And then it's like, and you're like, the fuck was that? Like, you call that a whipping? It's not shit, bro. Like, if you're gonna whip the bitch, and you're gonna wind up like you're going for the Grand Slam, like, fucking whip her. Like, put some fucking... The guy's like Cop Diesel, jacked motherfucker. And he tells this girl he's gonna punish her with the whip. And he's like fucking serious. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up with this thing. Beep. And you're like, dude, like, you can't do that. Like, what is that? Like, you're fucking like you get, like, laughed out of fucking middle school if you whip the guy that hard. It's like nothing. I've been whipped harder with a towel when I was, like, a fucking little kid by my friend, like, trying to fuck with me. Like, you know, like, that hurt more than what this guy was doing. He's like, beep, beep. And the girl's, like, all sniffling and shit. It's like, dude, you are not crying from that hit. And if you are crying from that hit, you must have, like, some sort of, like, sensitive ass disease, because that shit was nothing. That shit was nothing. So then the whole movie, he's, like, he wants her to sign a contract. Now, if you want spoilers, just fucking leave. But I got a feeling none of you guys are going to watch this. I'm just going to lay it out. Yeah, she's got, like, Charmin ass. Like, from the Charmin commercials. Like, and she's getting, like pussy whipped by this guy in the background. You see, like, the Charmin bear. He's like, you know, like, hee. You're like, oh my god, what is this? So, like, there's this scene where, like, they go into a fucking conference room, and he puts a contract on the table, and he's like, this is the contract. This is the shit. Like, we gotta, like, agree to the terms of this contract. And they start playing this, like, this is, like, supposed to be, like, a serious movie. Like, I mean, we know it's not serious, I mean, because we're, you know, we have, like, 12 brain cells in our head, or higher. But, like, if you got, like, 11 or under, and you think this is serious, like, the music that they play while they're negotiating a contract was, like, it sounded like something from, like, fucking Tom and Jerry, or, like, fucking Bugs Bunny. Like, it's like, dude, like, they're negotiating the anal raping of this woman to, like, a fucking, like, a Looney Tunes track. It's like, who the fucking composed the music to this thing? Did they get, like fucking Mel Brooks in there to fucking compose it? Or, like what? Like, that shit should be, like, some Hans Zimmer shit, like, you know the shit. Like, you should, like, be in the fucking room, and it should be, like, you know, some intense pre-rape fucking shit. Like this. Like, we're gonna talk about raping. And you're like, it's like, your asshole. Like, yeah, it's that fucking serious. Nah, they're playing like fucking Looney Tunes while this bitch is, like, looking over this contract. And she's like, yeah, you know, we're not gonna, like, anal fist. Like, we're taking anal fisting off the table. And me and my girlfriend are just, like, looking at each other and was like, when was that ever on the table for, like, anybody? Why was anybody, like, yeah, I'm going down the anal fisting road. I need that. That's like a critical part of the equation. So they just keep going with it, and like she never signs this contract, and like the whole movie, she would fuck him, and she still wouldn't sign the contract. And then after she would fuck him, after she saw the rape room, and she had sex with him in the rape room, and he took her for a ride on a helicopter just to assert his billion-dollar cock. When they're done fucking, she'd be like, "So, why are you this way? Why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta, like, beat me up and whip me and shit? Can't we just fuck?" And the guy's like, it's supposed to be, like, all dark and broody because it's, like, a fucking Twilight fan fiction. It was written for the main guy to be played by Edward from fucking Twilight. You know, picture, like, Rob Pattinson with his constipated look on his face, like, you know, I'm all dark and broody and shit. And, like, it was so bad. Like, dude, if you got, like, molested as a kid or something, just, like, fucking lay it out. Like, you just, like, went into anal fisting with this chick, but you won't explain to her why, because it's too personal. Like, it's not personal. Sticking your fist up another person's asshole, that's personal. Giving me a little bit of backstory, that's not that personal. Like, I think that's a reasonable thing to, you know, I think that's reasonable. But he never tells her. And she keeps asking. And she just keeps fucking him. And it's like, dude, if it's a fucking, like, a game breaker, if it's a deal breaker, why are you still fucking him? He just took you to a rape room, and you're coming back for seconds. I mean, not that it was really a rape room. It was like a fucking little, like I said, the whipping was like, it was like, you know, it's a fucking joke. So, yeah, I'm like watching this thing, and on it goes. And she gets sad because he's a fucking weirdo, but he's worth $1 billion, and it makes her pussy wet. But he's a weirdo. I can't cope with the fact that he looks like a GQ model and he's worth $1 billion. They might want to handcuff me for the $1 billion. She goes and cries to her mom, and her mom's like, "Yeah, I don't know, man." Like, and then the guy shows up at her mom's house while she's there in another state, and her mom's like, "Oh, he's cute. I like him." It's like, dude, this guy is like, he wants to anally fist your daughter. He's cute. If I had a daughter, and I knew the guy was like wanting to anally fist my daughter, I wouldn't be like, you know, his face looks like it was chiseled out of fucking concrete, and he's worth $1 billion, but he wants to shove his fist up my daughter's asshole. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that fucking shit. And they try to build this drama, which is such a bullshit drama. And then, like, the $1 billion guy, he's got a brother who's, like, a normal guy. And, of course, the brother starts fucking her best friend. Like, really? Like, these two guys are worth $1 billion. He could just, like, summon pussy out of thin air. He could be like, you know, he could just, like he could just hold his hand up and, like, vagina will just fly into it. And he's, like, picking this girl and her best friend. Like, it didn't make any sense at all. Like, no fucking sense. And then, like, they get done fucking, and she's all sad because he treated her like, you know, a dominatrix or whatever. He dominated her. And, he's all, like, in the dark, playing the piano, trying to be, like, all cool. Like, yeah, man, I'm fucking emo. I'm playing the fucking piano after I just handcuffed you and fucking whipped you with this paddle thing. And he's, like, going, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, dude, it was so bad. It's so bad. And then the movie, so I'm like really like, all right, like, where's this going? So there's a scene where, like, he's playing the piano and he's all sad, and then it's like raining out. Of course it's raining out. Like, is there ever a point in a movie where there's not, like, a sad conversation where it's not raining? Like if you're gonna, like, break up, like, if I'm gonna break up with my girlfriend, like, am I gonna deliberately wait for a day where it's raining and storming and then go to her house while it's raining and be like, it's over! With the fucking thunder in the background. Nah, dude. It's fucking bullshit. So she's like, I don't know, you're worth $1 billion, but I like your dick. And then, like, she's like, I'm gonna go home. So she goes to go home, and the guy's like, no, wait, don't go. And then, like, of course this is, like, in his penthouse at the top of his fucking skyscraper where he lives. Lives, like, in fucking Trump Tower. It's fucking, like, it's all marble and shit. And then the elevator door's closing, and the guy's like, Anna! And he's like, Christian! And then the door closes, and then the movie's over. It just ends like that. Like, you just fucking crashed into the ending, and you don't even know what happened. Like, and it's not like a cliffhanger ending. Like, it's not like fucking Hunger Games, the one movie ended at, like, a really dramatic moment, and you're like, oh, shit, what happens next? Like, it ended, and it was supposed to have me thinking what happens next, and I was just wondering, like, why did it end here? It's like when you're playing a fan game, and, like, you just go into a room, and it's, like, over, and you're like, there's, like, no boss or anything. It's just like, wait, it's over? Like, here? Like, why? Like, am I supposed to care? Am I supposed to care that it ended here? Because it just fucking ended. Like, and I know, like, most people would be glad it was over. I was kind of sad because I was, like, having so much fun laughing at it, but, like, it just fucking ended. And it was like, I said, what the fuck? It didn't make any sense. It just fucking ended. Like, I was supposed to care that it ended, but I didn't. And then my girlfriend tells me that it's actually supposed to be a fucking trilogy. Like, it's actually a fucking trilogy. Like, there's gonna be 2 more. I'm like, why? Like, what? Like, I understand. Lord of the Rings. Like, it's a fucking trilogy. It's a fucking, like, 12-hour epic about the Battle of the Ages that spans the world over. Like, that's a trilogy. Star Wars, a fucking trilogy. It's a galactic space opera. We're fighting for the fucking future of all the universe. The Emperor and the guys, the Sith, and it's the big one. Alright, The Matrix, yeah, alright, yeah. Why is this a trilogy? Like, there's no reason why there should even be a second one. There's barely a reason for the first one. Like, it's like, what the fuck, man? It's a trilogy. There's gonna be 3 of them. And my girlfriend's like, yeah, I heard in the next one they get back together. Well, but why? What's the point? What is the point? You've always heard the meme, better story than Twilight. Like, dude, Twilight had a better story than this. This is fucking the worst. The fucking worst. I can't even believe the shit that fucking thing was. But, dude, I watched it. I'm a tough guy. I can take it. I gritted my teeth. And we fucking made it. Sorry, I was looking at the deck. So I'm actually trying to build a deck while I do this. So, I guess we got one of them? Yeah, I mean, dude, that was really fucked up. So, you don't have to watch it now. I would actually tell you to watch Twilight before you watch this shit. And I saw Twilight. And, dude, if you didn't see Twilight, the ending of that movie fucking sucked donkey dick. Like, rah, 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 rah. Like, the end of that was fucking horrible. Like, at the end of Twilight, there's like a... that's a story for another time, but Jesus Christ. It's fucking bad. So this movie apparently is also based off of another movie called The Secretary, which is an older movie with James Spader and Maggie Gyllenhaal. And we watched that last week because it just so happened to be on. And like, that movie was actually like funny. It was actually like more of a movie than this was, because like James Spader's like one of the best fucking creeps ever. Like, he's always a fucking creep in everything he plays. And he's like a giant creep in this fucking movie. So if you haven't seen that movie, you could like check that out. That's a movie full of hateable people doing despicable things. But yeah, man, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. Don't do it.